Well, I've been singing my whole life, oh, as long as I can remember, and I just thought that this would be a cool opportunity to show the world what I got and my story and just, I don't know, share the music. Well, I was really hoping I would get Kelly. I've listened to her music my whole life. Really, I've aspired to be her, to be honest. But like, I remember just listening to. I actually auditioned for my school with one of her songs. I think I said that in my blind too. I got to mention that, and she actually was like, "Oh, like, what song was it?" And I said, "People Like Us." And she was like, "Wow, you must really be a fan," because that wasn't even a single of hers. And she just talked about how like that was such a cool song for her to sing because it wasn't even her song, but the fact that she was the vessel for that to share the message. And she asked me to sing it with her, and I sang it, and she sang along, and it was so cool because I got to sing with Kelly Clarkson on stage, and it was just so surreal. It was really surreal. Adam also turned, and he's very persuasive. It was a close one. It was really close, but my gut went with Kelly. Well, a lot of my life I've just kind of really loved storytelling, and like as a songwriter I've aspired to be someone who just tells stories, even not about myself, but I've tried to like hone in on that, and I'm still working on that, and that's what I want my music to be like, you know, just like encompassing a story and telling that story through my words and how I sing a song. But she's kind of telling us that same thing too, um, like when you sing a song, if it's broken and you mess up a little bit, like that's okay. Like it's telling a story, and just like knowing that she's someone who's gone through so much. We know that what she's saying is accurate, like so accurate. I'm young and I have my whole life ahead of me, and I've gone through some stuff, you know, but I'm still at a place where my life has only just begun, and I feel like getting to work with Kelly at this point in my life where I'm about to graduate and my life is just going to take a 180 with this show, I hope, and I don't know, it's all still surreal for me, like I said, but I'm.
The blind auditions were crazy. It was like the most epic moment of my life that I've experienced. It was absolutely incredible. It was nerve-wracking. It was amazing. It was purposeful. It was everything that it should have been and more. It was one of the best moments of my life. Being on Team Kelly is the best team that I could have picked. Being on Team Kelly is the most amazing thing. Kelly, for one, is a legend in herself. So to learn from someone who's not only been in our shoes, but also has, you know, the background and the information of building her own brand and her own career that she can share with us, it's been valuable. I don't know how else to describe it. Kelly is a wealth of information and just a joy to work with, and I'm just so excited to be working with her. Kelly Clarkson and I are basically the same person. I don't know if she knows it yet, but we're both super silly. We like to have fun. It's positive vibes only, and we both sing our faces off, so we're pretty much the same person.
When I saw Kelly Clarkson's chair turn around while I was singing, I tried to hold in a scream. I was like freaking out because my 3-year-old self would probably be punching me, being like, "Oh my God, Bryn, this is huge." Like my 3-year-old self would love me right there. But it was so huge for me because ever since I was 3, I was singing her songs in the car, being really dramatic, like trying to do her music videos that she would like. I would not make fun of her. I would never make fun of her. I would impersonate her the way that she like would look out the window, the actress in her music video would, and I would just want to be her in everything that she did. I was like, I want to be Kelly Clarkson. I want to work with Kelly Clarkson. And I remember having dreams of like singing with her one day. So seeing her being the first chair to turn around was so incredible. Working with Kelly Clarkson is so much more amazing than I thought it would be. I mean, she is a huge celebrity, has so many accomplishments, but working with her one-on-one or with my battle partner, she's so personable and so down to earth. All the advice that she's given me so far, even though it's just been like a few times, is already something that I've been thinking about in other aspects of my music journey for sure, and I appreciate it so much. The spirit of Team Kelly is crazy. Everyone is so loving, kind, kind and so talented. Like, Team Kelly's really, really strong. And it's like intimidating, but then again, such an honor for me, because to be surrounded by 11 other musicians that are so experienced and so wonderful, such wonderful, talented people. Me being only 14, I don't have a lot of experience. So to surround myself with those people that do and have worked with such talented people in their own lives and their own journeys, to come together and hear their stories and hear their voices is so special. And Kelly is definitely the team to watch for this season.
I feel like Kelly is a great fit for me because, like me, she's classically trained and she could sing anything. Any song, any genre you put in front of her, she nails it, and you feel what she's singing. And I feel like that's the type of artist that I am, so I feel like that's why she's great for me. Oh my gosh, I get so much support from my family. They hold me down. It's not easy being an artist and pursuing music. Sometimes you don't get work, especially now, and it's winter time, so things slow down, and, you try to make ends meet. But my family always support me. They hold me down and just make sure that I'm good at all times. Like, I just got off the phone with my mom. She was like, "Are you okay? I'm just checking on you." I'm like, "Yeah." Oh my gosh, Team Kelly they're like my family. We bonded so much. We have a lot of fun together. We joke around with each other, and it's just all love and all support. And like I said, even though it's a competition, I don't feel like it's a competition because we're like family and we're so close-knit.
Oh man, the Blinds experience was amazing. I mean, I don't think I've ever been more afraid to go on stage, like in front of like chairs that are turned away from me before. But it was definitely an experience unlike anything else that I've ever done. I played in front of a huge crowd. I got to sing like one of my favorite songs, one of my dad's favorite songs of all time, for 4 unbelievably talented idols of mine. So it was definitely a euphoric moment. I mean, the great thing about Kelly is that she's a really raw, talented, kind-hearted person. And I really like that about her because it's a rare thing to find in this world. And when you do, you kind of try and latch onto people like that. And I like to think that I'm kind of down to earth and grounded, and I've come to this conclusion over time. I definitely wasn't in the past, but now that I've been through what I've been through, I can kind of say that I'm definitely one with myself, and I have a good read on people's emotions and energies, and she's got a really good one. Well, working with Kelly has definitely already made me step way out of my comfort zone. She gave me a Taylor Swift song right off the bat, and I was like, whoa, how am I going to do this? So she's allowing me to broaden my horizons without that kind of outside influence of, if you're going to do this, then you have to do everything else that goes along with it.
I wanted to audition for The Voice to showcase my talent to the world. I've been singing my whole life, and I have a talent from God, and not to sound cocky or anything, but I'm very, confident in that part of my life. It's really the part where I feel the most comfortable, and I feel, that I do the best I can. And so I just wanted to showcase that to the rest of the world, and here I am. The Blinds was the best day of my life. I got 4 chairs. They all turned around for me, and I got a block. Kelly blocked Alicia, which is funny because I sang an Alicia Keys song, If I Ain't Got You. And she turned around, but it said blocked on the floor. And I was bummed. I definitely was bummed because I've been, listening and looking up to Alicia Keys ever since I found out about her, at a kind of a young age. And so I was a little bummed, but it was cool that she turned around, and it was really amazing that Kelly, wanted me that much that she used her only block, on me. Having Kelly as my coach is pretty amazing. She's the Kelly Clarkson. She's been through this before, and she knows what it takes to go through this process. And I think it's very powerful that she's my coach, and she's giving me some good pointers and to open my eyes more when I sing, because I kind of close my eyes a lot when I sing because I just get really into it. But opening my eyes when I sing, it gives it a whole new perspective. And
I auditioned for The Voice. Honestly, I didn't expect myself to be here. It was kind of on a whim, and I feel like The Voice is such a fantastic platform for musicians. I feel like they take us seriously here, and we have a unique opportunity to work with coaches, and that's the reason why I picked it. My musical journey started off really young. I was fortunate enough to have parents who played music the entire time as I grew up. My dad plays guitar. He was all self-taught from a very young age. And so I grew up listening to every style of genre, listening to Bob Marley, the Beatles, Earth, Wind & Fire, just everything. And so I feel like it really set me up at a very unique situation to learn all styles of music. I was classically trained. I studied musical theater. I studied pop, R&B, jazz. I kind of did everything because I had a love for all style of music. I didn't go to a performing arts high school. I went to a normal high school, and I was known as the national anthem girl. I did singing competitions wherever I could, and then eventually working hard enough to kind of find my genre, find my style, and I wound up getting a full ride to Berklee College of Music. I got the Lollapalooza scholarship, which is a rock scholarship. The Day of the Blinds was, I still feel like I don't remember it, to be honest, just because being on stage, it's like you black out. I was so nervous. I felt really determined about my song. I felt really excited about the performance that I was gonna do on the stage, and I just wanted to leave everything on that stage, and I felt like when I walked out, Kelly was the first one to turn around, which was amazing. I've been listening to Kelly Clarkson since I was like a child, and so to see my idol, someone who I've looked up to my entire life, turn around for me was just, I was speechless. And then at the very end, Alicia Keys turned around for me, so I have these two vocal powerhouses staring me in the eyes, believing in me, and seeing myself as someone who could go far on this show. And it was just, it's surreal. I smile, I grin every time I think about it.
Having Kelly's chair turn around for me was so nerve-wracking. I was already nervous to be on that stage singing to 4 amazingly incredible artists and well-known people in this industry. So seeing Adam, Alicia's name, Kelly's name, and Blake, just seeing that and knowing that they were facing like backwards, it was crazy for me. And then having Kelly turn for me And then having Kelly turn for me at the beginning was absolutely incredible. I wanted to cry on that stage, but I just held back completely, and it just made me even more nervous because I just wanted to show her and give her my all. And then Blake turned for me shortly after, which was really cool as well. Kelly is such a great fit for me to work with because this is how she started. She started off just like me, and she's just a great person as well. People don't really get to see that side of her. They see the music side of her, but she's so humble and so down to earth and just so sweet and such a true person. It's great getting to have her feedback as she worked in the industry and then getting her to help me. It's just awesome. Kelly has helped me with simplicity. It's not necessarily about all the runs you can do within a song. It's about the emotion behind it, and it's about keeping it almost true. You can't change like a Diana Ross song or a Whitney song. They need to stay true to what they are. For example, I'm singing a Carole King song, and she wants us to do it as simple as possible, almost just like her. So it's cool to see how I would normally want to change a song and make it my own, but now I'm learning how to do it just like the original artist did. And I think that's key to performing other people's songs as well.
When I saw Kelly's chair turn, I was really excited. I don't really know what I felt. I was really happy about it, but at the same time, it gave me relief to see her chair turn, because I was now I can finish my performance and be chill about it, because I already have a chair, so I'm I already know I'm in. So I just gave all I had, and it was amazing. I think it's just, there's no words to explain it. What I love about having Kelly as my coach is that she is so into it, and she is actually a coach. She's telling you what to do, what you can improve. She's giving you feedback about what you're doing, stage-wise and vocally. So I'm really happy that I'm on her team because like she's doing like a amazing job as a coach. Since I started working with Kelly, she's given me a lot of advice stage-wise about stage presence, about like corporal language, and so I think it's great that she's not just teaching us about like vocals, but she's teaching us about, you know, as to be a good performer. And I think she's amazing. I think she has so much experience, and there's so much to learn about her.
I wanted to audition for The Voice because I had stopped doing music for a while, completely just gave it up, and kind of broke my heart a little bit. Like that was just like I don't know, it was just kind of lost myself for a bit, and The Voice was an opportunity to really get back into it and be myself. So that's why I chose to do this time around. So I started singing when I was a kid. My family was like really dysfunctional, and music was an escape for me. So that was how I started singing. Sang every day to my radio to get away from like mom and dad fighting and just baloney and all that stuff. But started doing country music like as I got in, you know, like as an adult in college, but I wasn't out yet. So I was struggling with knowing that this is who I was, and also pursuing a genre of music that's a little conservative. So it was kind of frightening in a way, which is also why I gave up music for a little bit. It's just like it seemed very difficult, and I got a lot of doors closed because of who I was. And yeah, so that I told myself I was going to come back and be me this time and do me, and I think that should be enough. So on the blind audition day, I got out there and I waved to my mom, and the song started, and there were parts of the song that I was like, they're going to turn around for sure this part. If they don't this part, there's another moment that they might hear and they'll hit their buzzer. Well, that first moment kind of went away, and they hadn't turned yet. So first verse and the chorus came in and still hadn't turned yet. Well, there was the one note that I hit, and right at the end of the chorus, and it was Blake, Kelly, and Alicia turned at the same time, and then I saw that Blake was blocked, so someone had used their block for me, and then the very last note that I hit, Adam turned his chair, so I got a 4 chair and a block, and just completely shocked. I didn't expect that at all. I mean, I was hoping that maybe Blake might turn around because I'm country, but did not expect the rest of them to turn around at all. So far, her insight has been, it's been amazing. She shared confidence boosters, and, you know, like keep your shoulders back and make sure you know that you're good enough to be here, and just like building you up as an artist, which has just been wonderful. I didn't expect that part of it. And then vocally too, she's sick. I mean, she's just amazing. It's been great.
My musical journey has been full of ups and downs, like I think a lot of people's. You know, I've always persevered and always known that music is what I'm supposed to be doing. I was in Nashville for 8 years. I've gotten very close to getting, you know, the recognition that I feel like I need and that I could have, but nothing's quite gotten me to that next level, and you know, that's brought me here to The Voice, to be able to share my story, my talent, and who I am with the world. You know, the blind auditions was a memory that'll go down, you know, in history for me. Kelly and Blake turned for me, and I think all through the process, I've been very open to who I might, you know, choose. But when Kelly turned, and she turned after Blake turned first, and when she turned though, and when we had the, you know, she was trying to sell me to pick her, she had me. I don't know. It was just, I don't know if it was like a woman, kind of like woman to woman connection, you know, female kind of thing. Her energy, she seemed so real. Blake was hilarious, you know. I wouldn't have minded it at all going with him too. It was a tough decision, but I felt like Kelly got me, and I feel like I need somebody in my corner that's gonna help me, you know, understand, you know, who I am and what I'm going for. So with Kelly being a new coach on the team, it's been I like her energy because she's very fresh in the show, and it shows. I also love her truth and honesty about she's been here before. She's done a reality TV show, and she's walked through the same thing that I'm walking through, and has had a very successful career doing so. And so I feel like she kind of speaks my language, when some of the things that she was talking to me about as I've gotten to talk to her is just getting out of your own way. And I love the concept of that because I can tend to get in my own way. But when I get out of the way, the magic happens. And I felt like when she, talked to me about that, I got it. I connected with her on that. Another thing that she gets on to me sometimes for is I close my eyes a lot when I sing. And I think I just go into this space of zoning out and getting into the song. I'm a storyteller. And so I kind of forget about everything else. And she's been, telling me I got to keep my eyes open and look at the audience. So
performing on my blinds, it was so nerve-wracking because it wasn't like anything I've ever done, and that's what I love about The Voice. It's like they don't see you. It's primarily the voice. The first thing they notice is the voice. So it was really nerve-wracking. It's like everything has to be perfect. Like they can't look at me and oh, she's young, let's just give her a little leniency. No, it's primarily what your voice sounds like, and it was so nerve-wracking going into that and knowing who the coaches were. And just to have Kelly turn around was just amazing. It was like, wow, all this hard work is not in vain. Working with Kelly has been just amazing. I've learned so much from her. And during one of our rehearsals, she even compared me to Whitney Houston, and that was huge. Okay, because, honey, I look up to, it's two people I hugely look up to in every aspect of my artistry. I look up to Beyonce for dancing and singing and range and work ethic and everything. I look up to Whitney Houston for especially vocal techniques, because her sustainability and her simplicity of her voice is really what she's known for and what made her a huge artist. And also Karen Clark Sheard, who was one of my first inspirations, because like I said, I grew up in the church. So looking up to her was the first person I ever looked up to. She was the first concert. Seeing Karen Clark was the first concert I ever went to. So she was a big impact on my life. But Whitney Houston, honey, I was just in awe that she saw that in me, because it's Whitney Houston, So having Kelly being on a competition show before, it's she knows what goes on, She knows all the the steps that it takes, and she knows what she's talking about when it comes to these competitions. So it's just an added bonus, just having Kelly as a coach. It gives me motivation. It's very inspiring.